She shine bright like a diamond. We reach you from the island. Hear them siren. Cause girl, you killing it the way you whining.
Yeah, like most of the time, if people come out and say they have a dream about Jesus Christ, they wake up and say, "Oh man, I met him." Most of the time, if you tell them to describe it to you, what they will describe is what they've been seeing since they were a kid on television, what Jesus Christ looked like. So you didn't really had a dream and met Jesus. You didn't really met anybody. You had a manifestation of your mind of what you've been seeing years over and over. It's like if you speak Creole and that's the only language you know, if you have a dream, you're not speaking any other language in the dream but the language you know. Like you're not seeing anything out of what you already know. And most of our dream and things that we think that is like a encounter with, it's coming from what we already know, and that is very limited, bro.
It's
like,
the program.
Yeah, it's the program manifest. Like, this is why it's so hard for people to break out of that, because you think you're finding something new, but you're not. You think you're having like an awakening, but you're not. It's just another version of what you already know. It's just another version of, like, true awakening is very uncomfortable because it says everything that you knew was a lie. Bro, it's almost impossible to live like that. Like, so somebody who's religious will have a harder time most of the time when it comes to spirituality, because you already, since you was a kid, you've been programmed. You've been given a perception of what God is, and this is what you're going to. This is what you're growing up with that in your mind, a perception of God is like that.
So what is God to you?
God to me is something I don't know. Like, I don't know. It's not something I can say what it is, because it's forever. It's incomprehensible in my mind. It's I know enough that I don't know what God is, but I also know that it is the thing that keep me, that vibrating inside of me. It is the life force of energy that create everything in this universe. It is not one single thing at one point. It is not that. It is not one thing where I can be like, this is God. It's not that. If I say anything, this is God, it's not God. It's just a manifestation of what God is. You know, it's not something. This is why they say, why, okay, if you ask me what is God, God is. That's the answer. That's the answer. God is. To me, that's the answer. And then whatever that manifestation happened to be in that time or wherever I'm at, it is that, but it's not the only thing. It's just the manifestation of my mind, what I can comprehend at this moment. So if you ask a child what is God, what that child will tell you is from a child point of view. If you ask a person what is God, if you ask a person who grew up a Christian what is God, whatever he's going to tell you, it's not something he found upon himself. It can be. If you grew up a Christian and you have Christian ideology and belief, and this is all you know, and somebody asks you what God is, your reference is going to be what someone told you. And anything that is like that is what somebody done told you. It can be God. It can be the purest form of what God is, because it's been passed down to somebody else who passed it down to you, who passed it down to you, who passed it down to you. Which means by the time it gets to you, the only thing you really getting is people perception of other people perception of other people perception. So what truth are you getting really? What truth are you getting? The only way to find what God is to have a personal experience. It can be something I'm telling you. Even what I'm telling you right now is not enough for you to be like, oh, he's right, this is God. No, it's not. It's something to stimulate your mind to go on that journey. Until you go on that journey yourself, you don't know what God is. You don't know what it is, bro. If you have to listen to what somebody, all you doing is listening to a testimony of what somebody's telling you what God is. What God is to a woman is not what it is to a man. What God is to a man is not what it is to a child. What God is to somebody who's 30 years old is not what it is to somebody who's 10 years old, because your life experiences are different. What God is different to everybody. It's basically, to say what God is your personal experience. Your personal experience is what God is. Until you have that, until you have enough understanding of that, you don't know what God is. You know what I'm saying? Like, God is your personal experience, which means if you always around people, you always in around religious people, whatever that religion is, unless your religion is like a religion that say, hey, go by yourself and find out the truth. To me, if there's a religion that's like that, I think that would be the perfect. Any religion that push you to go out there, we don't know, nobody know, because whatever I know is for me. You want to know what God is, go out there and find out for yourself. Yeah, there are certain things that are basic that would help you be a good human, a good person. I don't even want to use the word good person, but there are certain things that would help you be able to, evolve and keep growing, give you more time in being able to work with other people. If you understand love, if you understand compassion, if you understand, how to work with other people. So the religious teaching of love one another, to me, that's not even a religious teaching. If you understand the basic, the more we evolve as people, the more we understand love, the more we understand it's the only way to be. The more we look at things and look back and okay, we will go much farther if we work together. If I forgive you, that to me, that's not even a religious perception. If I forgive you, that's not even a Christianity thing. That's like anybody who can sit and who can see behind the curtain, who can see the whole thing. It's the only way to be. Like, it's not even like there's no and I'm only saying Christianity because that's what I got brought up on. So the idea of forgiveness, to me, it's not a Christian thing. It's a universal thing. This is how the universe functions. Forgiveness means do not hold anything. There's nowhere in the universe where things are just being held. The universe is in and out, nothing stays, nothing stable, nothing stays still. So if you hold somebody in your heart, if you hold somebody in your emotion, in your consciousness, you going against the nature of the universe. You trying to invent something that doesn't even exist. And anybody who's conscious enough to sit back and see reality, then you understand that's not the way to be. And that's it for today, man. I know that was like, I kept going, but yeah, that's my talk on spirituality. On somebody just asked me a question and then they start recording me. But yeah, that's my 2 cents on spirituality. If y'all want more, let me know and leave in the comments what y'all think, what God is, and whatever it is to you is whatever it is to you. But make sure it's your own experience. Go out there yourself, find out.